Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is based off a question that I get asked all the time, which is what power tools do I recommend for someone just starting out in DIY? So today I'm sharing my top 5 must-have power tool recommendations and a few key features to consider before buying. If you're just getting started in DIY, if you're a homeowner or even a renter and you want to start tackling some projects, these tools are for you. With these power tools, you can tackle an endless amount of projects. These are the first 5 tools I bought when I just started my DIY and house fixing journey. I've done tons of furniture projects, built-ins. I even built my viral dream closet using these 5 tools. You can find all of these tools linked in the description below. I plan to do separate videos breaking down these tools and how to use them, so stay tuned for those videos. But for now, here are my top 5 must-have tools for a beginner. So 4 out of the 5 tools that I'm sharing today are Ryobi. I don't know if it's pronounced Ryobi or Ryobi. I've been saying Ryobi for the longest time, but I just want to say that these tools are not sponsored or gifted by Ryobi. It's a great brand for the average homeowner or DIYer. They're pretty inexpensive compared to a lot of other tools, and they have hundreds of tools and accessories for every level of project. I recommend doing your own research on what brand of power tool to go with before you start buying. If you're a beginner and you're on a budget, I recommend sticking to one brand of cordless power tools so that you can use the same battery amongst all of the tools. First up is a cordless drill / driver. In my opinion, every adult should own one of these. Whether you own a home or you're renting, there's a good chance you're going to run into a project where you're going to need one of these. There's a few different types of drills, so I want to break them down really quickly. Here is a drill / driver, which will drill holes and drive screws. This is an impact driver, which will only drive screws. And this here is a hammer drill / driver, which does the same thing as this, but it's meant for drilling and driving into hard surfaces. So along with this drill, there's a bunch of different specialty drills that I won't go into, but the most common ones that you'll see are the impact driver and the drill / driver. So if I were to recommend only one, it would be the drill and driver because it does both. I think this one is about $59, so you can find them pretty inexpensive. I recommend buying a battery charger and 2 batteries, one to use and one to have on the charger. And I also wanted to mention that if you're planning to buy a few different types of tools, check out the different value packs because a lot of times they'll offer a pack of tools for a discounted price. So when buying a cordless drill / driver, here are a few different things to consider. Battery type and voltage. Consider the type of battery used in the drill and its voltage. Higher voltage generally means more power, but it also affects the weight and cost of the drill. Chuck size. The chuck size determines the maximum diameter of the drill bit that can be used. Most cordless drills have a 3/8 inch or 1/2 inch chuck. I recommend a 1/2 inch chuck to accommodate larger drill bits. Power and speed settings. Look for a drill with adjustable power and speed settings. This allows you to control the drill's performance based on the task at hand, from delicate drilling to high-speed drilling. Clutch settings. A clutch allows you to adjust the torque or rotational force applied to the drill. This is useful for preventing overdriving or stripping screws, especially in delicate materials. Brushless motor. Consider a drill with a brushless motor, which offers several advantages such as increased power, longer battery life, and reduced maintenance. Weight and ergonomics. Pay attention to the weight and ergonomics of the drill. A lightweight and well-balanced drill will be more comfortable to use for extended periods and in various positions. LED light. An integrated LED light can improve visibility in dark or confined spaces while drilling. Some cordless drills have additional features such as built-in levels, belt clips, or magnetic bit holders. There are tons of features to consider based on your specific needs, preferences, and budget. Like I said, you can find this cordless drill for around $50. I'll link my drill in the description below if you're interested in Ryobi. Next up, we have a cordless circular saw. I believe this one was $59, so you can find find them for pretty cheap depending on what types of features you're looking for. I definitely recommend getting this cordless so you don't have to worry about cords. And I also recommend getting a more powerful battery because you'll go through these batteries pretty quick. These are commonly used in woodworking, construction, and DIY projects. When you're shopping for a cordless circular saw, here are some features to keep in mind. A circular saw can make the following cuts: straight cuts, rip cuts, cross cuts, or bevel cuts. It's important to note that the specific cuts a circular saw can make may depend on the type of blade and adjustments available on the saw itself. So some things to take into consideration: the blade size. The blade size determines the maximum cutting depth and the size of material the saw can handle. Common blade sizes for cordless circular saws range from 5.5 inches to 7.25 inches. Battery voltage and runtime. Check the voltage of the saw's battery and consider the runtime it offers. Higher voltage batteries generally provide more power, while longer runtime allows for extended use without recharging. Brushless motor. Look for a cordless circular saw with a brushless motor. Brushless motors are more efficient, provide longer tool life, and deliver increased cutting power compared to brushed motors. Bevel capacity. Consider the bevel capacity of the saw, which refers to the maximum angle at which the blade can tilt for bevel cuts. Having a wide bevel capacity allows for more versatility in cutting angles. Cutting depth and adjustments. Check the maximum cutting depth of the saw at 90 degrees and 45 degrees. Additionally, ensure that the saw has easy to use depth and bevel adjustment mechanisms for precise and accurate cuts. Safety features. Look for safety features such as an electric brake, which quickly stops the blade rotation when the trigger is released, and a blade guard for protection during operation. Ergonomics and comfort. Consider ergonomics and comfort features of the saw such as the grip design, weight distribution, and vibration reduction. These factors play a role in user comfort and reduce fatigue during prolonged use. Dust collection system. Check if the saw has a built-in dust collection system or the ability to connect to a dust extractor. Effective dust collection helps keep the work area clean and improves visibility while cutting. Some cordless circular saws may have additional features such as LED lights for improved visibility, laser guides for accurate cutting, or rafter hooks for convenient storage. This circular saw is about $59. It doesn't have all the greatest features, but it's worked perfectly for all of my DIY projects, and I will link it in the description below. The next tool that I recommend is a corded Orbital hand sander. So the first sander that I bought was this Ryobi cordless sander, and it burnt out after a few months of using it. So if you're planning to do a lot of sanding projects, I definitely recommend something like this DeWalt corded hand sander. This is so much more powerful and more durable, and it'll last a long time. Here are some other features to consider when purchasing a sander. Corded or cordless. Orbital hand sanders are available in both corded and cordless models. Corded sanders provide a continuous power source, making them suitable for heavy-duty and prolonged sanding tasks. Cordless sanders offer increased portability and flexibility, but may have limited battery life. Orbital motion. The sander's name comes from its orbital motion, which means the sanding pad moves in small circular orbits. This random orbital motion helps to minimize swirl marks and ensures a smooth sanding finish. Variable speed control. Some orbital hand sanders feature variable speed control, allowing you to adjust the sanding speed according to the material and desired finish. This feature provides more control and prevents excessive material removal. Dust collection system. Look for a sander with an efficient dust collection system or the ability to connect to a vacuum cleaner. This helps to minimize the amount of dust and debris generated during sanding, keeping your work area cleaner and reducing airborne particles. Ergonomics and comfort. Consider the ergonomics and comfort features of the sander, such as grip design, weight distribution, and vibration reduction. These factors can significantly improve your comfort and reduce fatigue during long sanding sessions. Interchangeable sanding pads. Some orbital sanders allow you to easily change the sanding pads, providing versatility for different sanding applications. Different grits and types of sanding pads can be used for various materials and finishes. This sander runs for about $84. I highly recommend it, and I will link it below. The next tool that I recommend is a sliding compound miter saw. There are a few different types of miter saws. We have a basic miter saw, a compound miter saw, a single bevel sliding compound miter saw, which is what this is, and then a double bevel sliding compound miter saw. This tool is definitely an investment, but if you're making a bunch of repeat cuts, this will make the process so much easier and faster. Here are some other features to consider when searching for a miter saw. Blade size. Miter saws come in different blade sizes, typically ranging from 8 to 12 inches. Consider the size of materials you'll be cutting and choose a blade size that accommodates those dimensions. Sliding function. A sliding compound miter saw has the ability to slide the blade back and forth, allowing you to make cuts on wider boards. This feature increases the versatility of the saw and enables you to work with larger stock. Compound function. A compound miter saw not only allows you to make miter cuts, but also beveled cuts. Look for a saw that offers both miter and bevel capabilities, as this will give you greater flexibility in your projects. Bevel range. Check the bevel range of the saw, which indicates the maximum angle at which the blade can tilt. A larger bevel range provides more cutting options, especially for complex projects that require angled cuts. Miter range. The miter range refers to the angle at which the saw can be rotated horizontally to make angled cuts. Look for a miter saw with a wide miter range, preferably with positive stops at common angles for quick and accurate adjustments. Cutting capacity. Consider the cutting capacity of the saw, which determines the maximum size of material it can handle. This includes both the width and thickness of the stock. Ensure that the saw can accommodate the dimensions of the materials you plan to work with. Motor power. Look for a miter saw with a powerful motor that can handle various cutting tasks. A higher horsepower motor will provide smoother and more efficient cuts, especially when working with hardwood or dense materials. Dust collection system. Check if the miter saw has a built-in dust collection system or the ability to connect to a dust extractor. This helps to keep your work area clean and reduces airborne dust particles for better visibility and respiratory health. Safety features. Consider the safety features provided by the saw, such as blade guards, electric brakes, and safety switches. These features help to prevent accidents and ensure safe operation. Stability and durability. Look for a miter saw that is stable and well built. Check the quality of the construction materials, the stability of the base, and the smoothness of the sliding mechanism. A sturdy and durable miter saw will provide accurate and reliable cuts. I believe this miter saw is about $270. I'll link this one in the description below. The next tool that I recommend is an 18 gauge brad nailer. A brad nailer is used for driving small brad nails into wood and other materials. I use it a lot for installing trim and molding and for furniture assembly. Unlike larger nail guns, the brad nailer leaves less noticeable and smaller holes. I own two different brad nailers, one by Ryobi and one by Milwaukee. As a beginner, I recommend this Ryobi one just because it's nice and lightweight. This one is a lot more powerful, but it's pretty heavy. So the weight of the tool is definitely something to consider. But beyond that, here are some other features to consider when shopping for a brad nailer. Gauge and length. Brad nailers are available in different gauges, with 18 gauge being the most common. The gauge refers to the thickness of the nails the tool can accommodate. Consider the length of the brads you'll be using for your projects and ensure the nailer can handle them. Magazine capacity. Check the magazine capacity of the brad nailer, which indicates the number of brads it can hold at a time. A larger capacity means less frequent reloading, increasing efficiency. Operating pressure. Look for a brad nailer with an operating pressure range suitable for your needs. Different materials and nail lengths may require different levels of pressure for optimal performance. Trigger mechanism. Brad nailers typically have two trigger options, sequential and bump fire. Sequential firing requires the trigger to be pulled for each individual nail, while bump fire allows for rapid firing by simply pressing the nose of the nailer against the material. Choose a trigger mechanism that suits your preference and project requirements. Jam clearing. Consider the ease of clearing jams in the nailer. Look for a tool with a quick and accessible jam release mechanism, as this will save you time and frustration during operation. Safety features. Check for safety features such as a safety tip, which prevents accidental firing when the nailer is not in use, and a trigger lock to prevent unauthorized use. These features are important for preventing injuries and ensuring safe operation. Brand and warranty. Research reputable brands known for producing quality brad nailers and consider the warranty offered by the manufacturer, as it can provide peace of mind and protection against potential defects. This Ryobi brad nailer is about $100, and you can find it linked in the description below. There you have my top 5 must-have tools as a beginner. I plan to do an in-depth tutorial on how to use each of these tools, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.